What is going on, guys? Thank you for checking out my video. Today is a little bit different video for you. I'm doing a video that's a special request today. So this is not normally what I post, but I've got a special request for a certain type of content, so that's what I'm showing you today. So today I'm showing you a game of Arena within the game Smite. So Smite is a free-to-play game on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. And within the game of Smite, there's a number of game types you can play. And today I'm showing you the game Arena. So this game is 5-on-5. You can see the two teams. There are 5 gods battling against 5 gods. And the objective of the game is to reduce your enemy's score from 500 to 0. And whichever team gets to 0 first loses. And so I'm trying to reduce my opponent's score while sort of trying to keep my own team's score above 0. So both teams start at 500, and I'll sort of show you how the game works. So I'm playing against AI opponents. My team of 5, I'm the only human playing. The other team has got 5 AI, and my team has got me plus 4 AI. So there's this big arena battleground I'm just entering out of my base into. You can kind of see, and I'll sort of describe what you're seeing as I start to play. So on each side of the map there are these 3 jungle camps, 3 on one side and 3 on the other, and these jungle monsters that spawn from these jungle camps will give you a bonus when you kill them. So most of the combat will happen in the middle of the map, but these jungle monsters can provide a bit of a bonus. And so the bonus I'm getting from this jungle monster is an increase to my attack damage. So this is quite a complicated game, and it would take me more than one video to fully describe a lot of the things that you're looking at. So I'm going to keep this video somewhat simple, despite what you're watching looking quite complicated. So the first thing I wanted to point out is these things that are not gods that are on the map. They're these small little guys that have either bows and arrows or they have clubs. So those are called minions, and each team has these sets of minions that sort of creep onto the map at set intervals, and these like set of 6 minions sort of help my team. So my team and my minions are sort of battling against the other team's gods and their minions as well. So when I kill a god, I reduce 5 tickets from my opponent's score, and when I kill a minion, I reduce my opponent's score by 1. So it's more valuable to kill opposing gods, but killing opposing minions definitely adds up over the course of the game. So most areas in the map I'm able to travel freely to without penalty, but I can't go on my opponent's base. So where I go to sort of regenerate my health and to buy items partway through the game, my opponent has a base, I have a base. I can travel freely around the map and in my base, but I can't go into my opponent's base. So late in the game I'll show you an example of that. We'll go in towards my opponent's base and sort of see what happens. So one thing you need to know about this game is it is quite hectic. Watching the gameplay, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of stats, there's a lot of heads-up display, and this game is quite complicated. You choose between, there's over 100 gods to choose from, and over the course of playing one of these arena games, the god you choose, you sort of earn gold and XP. You use your gold to buy items, and the items make your god stronger throughout the game. There's over 100 items to buy, so the combination of choosing between over 100 gods and then choosing to build between over 100 different items, this game is very complicated, and there's a lot of variety and sort of what's the word? There's a lot of complexity with this game, is the bottom line. There's quite a bit of moving parts to sort of follow along. So I don't expect a viewer who hasn't seen this game before, I don't expect a viewer to sort of understand everything that's going on. It would take a few explanations to sort of hit on all the different things that are happening. But I just wanted to give a sort of a simple overview. My minions and my teammates battle against the other team's minions and gods, and You know, with hundreds of different, with over 100 gods and with over 100 items, you can really synergize some interesting sort of combos with your teammates, and that's one thing that makes this game really fun, is that you've got this combination of 5 different gods on your team, and you rarely play with the same combination of 5 gods more than once. And the different combinations you can create with the different gods is part of what makes this game really, really fun. So another really fun part about this game is the fact that the mythology of a lot of the characters is really true to mythology. This game is based on a lot of different pantheons of god mythology, and it's fun to sort of see gods that you may know or have heard of elsewhere, and sort of watch them interact together. So, like for example, I'm Cupid is the god I'm playing with, and there's like a love theme happening with my god. I shoot hearts, and some of my abilities have hearts, and yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see sort of where the mythology sort of meets this game, and sort of how the gods interact with this game versus sort of some of their mythology. So that's one element of this game that I really enjoy. And then you can see a number of the gods that I chose to play as this game are sort of more recognizable. So, like I'm playing, my teammates are Ganesh, Achilles, Osiris, and Odin. And I'm playing against Freya, Mercury, Ra, Thor, and Fenrir. So a lot of those gods might be familiar to you. And the way they interact in game is sort of true to their classical mythology. So that's one part I really like about this game. You can see this huge monster I'm fighting against in the middle of the map. Occasionally, both teams will spawn a giant minion that sort of creeps across the map. So if you kill it, you get 15 tickets taken off your opponent's score, and if you march it to the other side of the map, I can't remember what the reward is, but there's some sort of reward for marching your minions towards the other side of the map and getting them to sort of go into the other team's base. It sort of blows them up quicker. So I just died here. I'm going to take a moment and show you my abilities. I'm just going to finish buying an item here, and if you want to pause the video in just a second, I'm going to show you my abilities, and so you can sort of see more details on how my god specifically works. So on the bottom right hand corner, you see me scrolling through those items, so you can go back if you want and pause along the way and see how any of my abilities work. This game is going quite quickly. There's a lot happening in the heads-up display. When I come back alive, I'll just bring your attention to one part of the heads-up display that I often am looking at. So on the right side of the heads-up display, there's a bar with 2 numbers. One says 364, one says 255. That's the scoreboard. It looks like there's a scoreboard in the top and the middle of the game, which in essence is a scoreboard. It's not as important as the scoreboard on the right hand side that says 364 to 239 right now. That 357 to 235, that scoreboard there is the number of tickets that both teams have left, and so you can see when my opponent's number gets from sort of 225, 224, 223. When that number counts down to 0, the game will end. So this game's sort of interesting. Not only am I trying to reduce my opponent's score to 0, I'm trying to keep my team's score as high as possible. So that means not dying myself, because when I die, 5 tickets get eliminated from my team's score. So part of this game is killing enemy gods and minions, but I would argue an equally big part of this game is staying alive and sort of staying alive so you don't reduce your team's score, but also so you can sort of stay alive to protect your teammates should they get in trouble. So with 100 plus gods in this game, you get gods that sort of have different roles, and there are different types of gods in this game. There are 5 different roles to play. So the god I've selected for this game, Cupid, is a hunter, and my role in this game is to be an offensive player. And so a lot of the items that I am building and sort of the game style that I am playing is very sort of aggressive and offensive. I'm trying to build high damage, high attack speed and high critical hit damage in order to just be as powerful as possible. I have some teammates who are building defensive items, who are defensive characters whose job it is to protect teammates and things like that. But this game I'm playing a god who's very offensively focused. So this game's going quite quick. You can see the scoreboard. The other team already has only 150 tickets left. So this game is sort of winding down towards the end. When it gets to 0, the game will end and my team will be victorious. Before we end, I want to sort of head into my opponent's area so you can see what it looks like when I get too close. There's kind of a semicircle around the other team's base, and when I even get in that semicircle, you'll see the opponent's base has kind of cannons that will shoot at me. So I can kind of go all over the map, but if I get too close to my opponent's base, then I start getting damaged by this like base cannon that starts taking me out. So in a second here, I'll go towards my opponent's base and show you what it looks like if I get too close. It's not something that you need to do, want to do, or is useful for anything. I just wanted to sort of show you so you can get a sense. You could see that I didn't really interact with the jungle camp much other than in the first few seconds of the game. If I was playing a game with more humans, with fewer AI teammates, we would interact with the jungle camps more often. Okay, so you can see we're getting close. The other team has 50 sort of tickets left, 45, so we're getting closer and closer to winning. There'll just be a few seconds left. So I appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully what I said makes sense. I realize that the gameplay looks very hectic and it's very busy. There's lots going on and it's very complicated, but hopefully you kind of got a sense of how Arena is played. And again, I'll sort of go towards the opponent's base here in just a sec so you can see what happens. Here we go. So you can see when I get close, and I've got opponents hitting me, but it wasn't super clear, but I also had a base that was also doing damage to me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Arena on the game Smite, and until next time, have a good one.